what's up, YouTube? Alright, so I'm going to make a video really going over 5 of the most common things that people do to fail the driving test. These are 5 driving test fails. The most common things people do actually to fail the test. If this is your first time on the channel, if you just happen to stumble onto the channel, I thank you very much. If you're a returning subscriber, I am actually welcoming you back. Please like this video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and search the channel. I have videos on almost anything you will need as it relates to driving. So make sure you check out the channel for all of my other videos. Just visit the channel, do your searches, and I am positive I will have a video on whatever the subject matter is that you're looking for as it relates to driving. Alright? So I'm going to go over the 5 things, and I'm going to actually demonstrate the 5 things and 5 reasons that will actually fail you on the driving test. Alright? So let's get into the video. The number one thing that people do that will most definitely fail you on the driving test is they run through a stop sign. They don't stop at stop sign. They see the stop sign, for whatever reason they're nervous, they drive right through the stop sign. Okay? So I'm going to show you. We're coming up to a stop sign. In a driving test, if you just drive right past the stop sign like that, you are definitely failing the driving test. Okay? Another thing that fails you is if you hit the curb anywhere along the driving test. You see this curb coming up here? Say you turn like that and you hit the curb. Like that. If you hit the curb, you know what I mean? If you hit the curb like that, you are failing the driving test, for sure. So you have to make sure you go until your mirror is past the curb. When your mirror here is past the curb, then you turn all the way to the right to avoid hitting the curb, okay? So you make sure you don't hit the curb, right? Definitely if you hit the curb, you're going to fail the driving test. Another thing that fails you completely is if you drive completely on the wrong side of the road, okay? Say you're coming down and you're doing the driving test and you end up driving over here like this. If you're over on the left side of the road instead of the right side where you should be, which is over here, you're definitely failing the driving test. Similarly, if you are reversing, right? If you are reversing and you end up on the wrong side of the road, like if you end up completely on the left side of the road when you're reversing, like that, you end up on the wrong side reversing, you are failing the driving test. Okay? You have to make sure that you reverse into your lane. When you're reversing, you have to make sure you start and end in your lane. So you go back straight in your lane. You cannot end up on the wrong side of the road. Okay? Those are some of the things that will fail you, right? So if you don't stop at the stop sign, if you hit the curb, if you drive on the wrong side of the road, going forward or backwards, those things will definitely fail you, right? So you have to actually pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you don't do any of those things, all right? Yeah, one more thing before I forget. I don't know how comes I forgot to mention one of the most important things, and that would be knocking down the cone. If you knock down the cone while parking or while reversing out of the parking space, you will definitely fail the driving test. So that is the other thing that I forgot to mention. Make sure you don't hit the cone going into the parking space or coming out of the parking space. So I'm going to give you one bonus. If you are doing the 3-point turn, see, you signal left. If you turn all the way left and then you drive and you go and you end up completely into the parking space like that, you are definitely failing the driving test. If you are into the parking space or if you have hit the curb or whatever while doing the 3-point turn, you are failing the driving test. So you got to make sure you turn around without going into the parking space, without hitting the curb or whatever it is. If you're doing it in an area that have a curb or whatever, you got to make sure you do it like this. You say you're starting on the right side, you got to turn all the way left, and you have to stop before you go into the space, and reverse all the way to the right, and again you got to stop before you go into the space. Put it back in drive, signal left, and turn again before you go into the space. So you cannot go into the parking space while doing the 3-point turn. You cannot run the stop sign. You got to make sure you stop at stop signs. You got to make sure you reverse in your lane, and you have to make sure when you're going forward, you're on the right side of the road. All right? So those are the things, the most common things actually, that will fail you on your driving test. Obviously, there are other things, but most of the other things that you can do on the test will get you points, and you are allowed to get up to 30 points. So you can make a lot of mistakes and still pass the test, but those things will most definitely fail you. All right, so again, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out some of my other videos. Again, I have over 153 videos on the channel that covers everything as it relates to driving. So if you check the channel and you find something that that is not there that you would like me to make, if you want me to make a video, make sure you check the channel first. Make sure it's not there, and then leave it for me in a comment. Tell me to make this video, and if I haven't made it yet, I will certainly oblige. Okay? So again, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next video.